Golf Central on YouTube, brought to you by the Chrome Soft Golf Ball from Callaway.
Hey there, I'm George Savaricas. Welcome inside our Golf Channel Worldwide headquarters. This is your Golf Central update. For that, we're going to take a look at the second leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. What a final round from Viktor Hovland, a record-setting Sunday on the North Course at Olympia Fields for the BMW Championship. He cards a 61 to get the win by 2 over Scotty Scheffler and Matt Fitzpatrick. Rory McIlroy was 5 off the lead despite going 67-66 on the weekend. Sunday belonged to Viktor Hovland, who made history in Chicago.
I don't think I've ever shot a lower score than 61. I've shot 61 a couple of times. Never a 59 or even a 60, I think, in even a practice round. So I guess we still got some more work to do. But no, I don't know. When I get into the rhythm of, normally I hit a lot of fairways. I'm a good driver of the ball, so I'm going to have a lot of opportunities from the fairway. And whenever I kind of feel the shot with my irons and can just kind of, I can aim left of the pin and swing as committed as I want to, and I know it's going to cut, and I can almost feel how much it's going to cut towards the pin. So it's one of those feelings. I just feel like if you put me in the fairway, I'm going to hit it somewhere close to the pin. And when I do that and I get the putter rolling, I'm trusting my reads. I got the speed dialed in, and it's just one of those days that just everything seemed to flow and seemed to happen. And I guess I just didn't try to fight it. I just relied on my instincts and my intuition and worked out this time.
So how electric was this final round for Viktor Hovland? Well, the 28 on the back nine, a career-low 9-hole score. It's the lowest round for a winner on the PGA Tour this season, and the lowest final round in FedEx Cup playoff history. Going to be a special one on Tuesday in Atlanta. The Payne Stewart Award this year will be 6-time PGA Tour winner and our colleague Gary Koch. Gary will officially receive the Payne Stewart Award tomorrow before the Tour Championship at East Lake. Damon Hack and myself talked to another Payne Stewart Award recipient, Peter Jacobsen, on why Koch is just so deserving.
Gary, as you know, has always flown under the radar. He's all about commitment to the game, commitment to the community where he lives and the charities he supports, which is exactly what Payne represented. Gary might not have the flash and the outgoing personality that we see on television on a regular basis, but Gary was always the guy that was lending a helping hand. He was the rock for Tommy Roy on that broadcast team with NBC for so many years. Nobody knows more about golf than Gary Koch. In fact, Roger Maltby always joked, Gary could tell you who won the Open Championship back in 1898, not only who he beat, but by how many shots. So Gary is, and what he's done in the Tampa area where he lives for his charity in the First Tee and the Gary Koch Pro-Am down there with Power Design, it's truly impressive. And I'm just so proud that Gary is going to add this to his resume because he certainly deserves it.
Jake, what were the conversations like to help kind of push Gary to the forefront to have him be the recipient for the Payne Stewart Award this year?
Well, one of the great honors is that all the past recipients of the Payne Stewart Award, we get a vote. And we all talk amongst ourselves. We start a text chain about who we think is most deserving. And the PGA Tour does a great job. They give us a list of 6 or 8 or 10 names that we put in every year, and it just seems so natural for Gary. We've all played in his Pro-Am. We've all been interviewed by him. A lot of us have worked with him, and we thought, okay, now that Gary's retired from television and NBC, now is the time. He's been deserving for so many years, and we finally get to honor Gary at the Payne Stewart Award Tuesday night.
The first award was given out back in 2000. Jake, are you amazed at just what this has become, one of the most important nights on the PGA Tour calendar?
Well, in a way, Payne Stewart, as you know, was a figure bigger than life. Payne Payne didn't play for money. Payne played for principle. He's such a family guy, such a community guy, such a guy rooted in charity that I think what the tour has done to be able to celebrate to celebrate Payne and what Payne means to the game of golf is fantastic. I've always said we've got a Hall of Fame, but the Payne Stewart Award recognizes not only what you do inside the ropes, but also outside the ropes. So it makes me feel good to know that my pal, our pal Payne Stewart, and my bandmate from Jake Trout and the Flounders, we lost him way too early, and it was just the saddest occurrence in the game of golf. But now when we look back on it, and we get to honor people like Gary Koch and all the Payne Stewart Award winners that represent every aspect of Payne's character, it's going to be a feel-good evening, and it is a wonderful tribute to a great guy.
You spent a lot of time with Gary inside and outside the ropes, especially as part of the traveling circus that is the NBC Sports golf broadcast going around the world for that. Do you have a favorite memory or story that would best kind of signify the time that you guys spent together as part of that broadcast team?
Well, when you look at our team, and we had Johnny Miller and we had David Fairty and Roger Maltby, and we had a lot of people that could jump out front. Dan Hicks. We had people that could grab the mic and just take over the evening. Gary Koch could do that as well. However, Gary Koch was always behind the scenes at the same time helping everybody get better. I know that when I joined Tommy Roy's team with NBC, and they put me in an outer tower, and now that is that's a certain challenge in itself. You're part host and you're part analyst. Gary helped me. He showed me what to do, how to do it. He's always working with the people that walk on the golf course, because that's where Gary started, as an on-course reporter. But I think more than anything, Gary, he was the rock of that team. Again, Dan Hicks was the voice. Johnny Miller sat in the analyst chair. Roger was so great on the ground. But I think if you ask every one of those guys, they would say that Gary Koch was the straw that mixed that drink and made everybody pay attention. He's just so well deserving and such a wonderful guy.
As we honor Gary tomorrow, a lot of people will be thinking about Payne as well. I once had a conversation with Charlie Reimer. He said he believed that Payne would have been poking around the old Orlando studios, maybe dipping his toe into television. What do you think Payne Stewart would be doing this very day had he lived to see this day?
If Payne were still alive, he would be winning on the Champions Tour. He would be entertaining at night. He was never shy. He carried that harmonica wherever he went. And whenever we had the chance, I say me, Mark Lai, and Payne, whenever we had a chance to jump up at a Pro-Am gig and perform and play, again, we weren't very good, but it didn't matter because that wasn't our day job. But I think Payne would be so immersed in the game of golf. Like I said, he didn't play for money. He played for principle. And I think right now he would be one of the defining voices in the game amongst all this acrimony that we see with the tour and Live Golf and the public investment fund with the Saudis. I think Payne would be a stabilizing voice. Nobody wanted to have more fun than Payne, but nobody understood the principle of the game and why we're out here doing this.